The Xperia Z5 Dual is a true workhorse and steamrolls over anything you throw at it. The only time we noticed some lag was when using the augmented reality or camera apps. Call quality is good and so is the audio from the earpiece. The raised edges on the bezel of the phone help protect the display and frosted glass on the back from scratches when placed on a flat surface. However, they also make the phone a little difficult to hold and can get uncomfortable if you're on a long call. The display has good brightness levels, and colors are punchy. It does wash out a bit under direct sunlight, but is otherwise very legible for the most part. For a flagship phone as per today's standards, the resolution is a little low, but at 5.2 inches, Full HD is still enough to make pixels indistinguishable to the naked eye. Sadly, the phone still heats up very quickly with even trivial tasks. We noticed that it started getting hot around the NFC logo on the rear, even when taking no more than 2 pictures. This was noticeable even in an air-conditioned room, and it only got worse when we used the camera or played games outdoors. With the kind of weather we usually have to deal with in India, be prepared to carry a hot slab of metal in your pocket. The stereo speakers are a marked improvement from earlier Xperia Z models. Incoming notifications and calls are clearly audible, and the volume level is loud enough for music or videos. The sound quality is not the best, but we won't fault Sony too much here, since they had to go through some level of waterproofing. With headphones, the audio quality is simply superb. Since we didn't get a bundled set, we tested this with a pair of Cohen M1 earphones, and were very pleased with the results. The highs and mids are very detailed, and there's a very satisfying thump in low frequencies too. You can customize this further by tinkering around with the EQ settings to suit your taste. The phone posted some impressive scores in synthetic benchmarks. We got 50,872 points in Antutu and an impressive 52 FPS in GFX Bench. 3DM Arc Eye Storm Unlimited threw up a score of 25,020, which is higher than what the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 managed. The scores varied quite a bit depending on how hot the phone was, so we had to let it cool down before getting the desired result. This strong performance is reflected in real-world apps too, and taxing games such as Dead Trigger 2 played without a hitch. The Xperia Z5 Dual gets a new 23-megapixel camera sensor, which performs well under most lighting conditions. In daylight, landscapes and macro shots have very good detail, and colors captured are quite accurate. You also get a very satisfying depth of field effect in close-up shots. The dedicated shutter button comes in handy for quickly launching the camera app and snapping pictures. Landscapes and close-up shots pack in good detail with accurate colors. Low-light shots are also decent, but there's a noticeable purple hue in dark areas of the picture. The phone heats up rather quickly, and you'll get warning messages every now and then that the app might close in the event the phone gets too hot. In fact, you'll be inclined to stop shooting pictures way before the app can close, as the phone gets uncomfortable to hold beyond a point. We noticed that the phone takes about a second or two from the time you press the shutter to when the image is actually saved. This is a rather slow when you compare the near instantaneous post-processing of the Galaxy Note 5 or the iPhone 6. It also explains why Sony has quietly removed burst mode from the camera app. Even the time-shift burst add-on is, which was present by default in previous